There were undoubtedly many nice slaveholders in the South. This is not meant facetiously, again. It's meant literally. If you had been invited to one of their homes, you would have been treated beautifully. But they supported a vicious system. The left is a vicious system. It's not slavery. Although the end result of all leftism is the enslavement of populations, not as in transatlantic slave trade or chattel slavery, but in the diminution of human rights and liberties, which is a form of enslavement.
Dennis Prager is at it again. He wants to shed light on the nice slave owners in the South. You know, the ones that would invite you into their homes where you would be treated beautifully. He's obviously not talking about blacks because we were the slaves. He's talking about and to other whites. He's espousing that slavery wasn't perpetrated by vicious monsters. In fact, they were nice people who supported a vicious system. Here's his quote.
There were undoubtedly many nice slaveholders in the South.
Notice how he used slaveholder instead of slave owner. Slaveholder doesn't sound as vicious or derogatory as slave owner. It's like the difference between sanitation engineer and trash man. He goes on to say, if you were invited into one of their homes, you would have been treated beautifully, but they supported a vicious system. Of course, he's trying to say they weren't the vicious in the vicious system. It was the system. I would agree. The legalized system was vicious. At the same time, there is no system without participants willing to own other people's property within that system. Let's try that using other atrocities and see if it fits. Let's use, Nazis who gassed the Jewish people. There's undoubtedly many nice Nazi vapor administrators in Germany. If you're invited to one of their homes, you would have been treated beautifully, but they supported a vicious system. Whatever point you're trying to make after that doesn't really matter. Your first point was so disastrously bad. What incentive would anyone have in listening to the second point? None. They would have no incentive. Why does it seem like Dennis Prager is making a real attempt to minimize slavery in this country? This isn't the first offense. PragerU, named after Dennis Prager, did a whole segment narrated by, of course, a black person with the thesis that slavery wasn't invented by white people.
And now for a brief history of slavery. Here's the first thing you need to know. Slavery was not invented by white people.
That's like saying Jeffrey Dahmer didn't invent the refrigerator. What difference does it make? He used it to commit his awful crimes. Sounds like he's using the white supremacist talking point of minimizing the harm of the system, the perpetrators of the system, and the perpetuators of this system. Why would you be doing that? Christian Dennis Prager.